Hi, welcome to Bonita's Kitchen and thank you for joining us. What I'm going to be making for you today is leftover turkey pie. You're probably wondering what leftover turkey pie is. Basically, it's the leftovers from your meal that you had, let it be for Christmas dinner, New Year's Day dinner, or any time of the year. This here is leftover stuffing, potatoes, vegetables, turkey, and then I'm going to show you how to put all that together and make a delicious pie. So there's going to be 4 layers to this pie, much the same as a shepherd pie, only it's our turkey, leftover turkey is what we're going to use. So what I'm going to do now is get started with showing you how to get your stuffing ready to use as a crust. Okay, so this is my leftover stuffing that I had with my turkey, and it's like a little dry now. So what I need to do is get this a little bit more moist. So I'm going to put in about 1/4 cup of vegetable broth, or you could use beef broth, chicken broth, it doesn't matter. Just to get this a little more moist, because we're going to put it at the bottom of our pie pan to make it as our crust. So what I'm going to do now is just grease the bottom of my pie pan, and if you don't want to use a pie pan, you could use square, you could use whatever you got on hand, but this is the one I'm using, and I'm going to scoop up my stuffing. We call it dressing here in Newfoundland, but if you don't have extra stuffing from your turkey, you could use the stove top, you could make some extra, just bake it in the oven. Whichever way you do it, just add a little extra. And what we're going to do now is just pat that down as the bottom of our pie pan for our crust. It's going to look something like this. Okay, so it's just going to look something like this. And you don't have to be fancy about it. Just put it in there, pat it down, and then that's all you need to do. I'm going to put that to the side. And what we're going to do next, we're going to take out our mixed vegetables. Now you can have leftover turnip, carrot, whatever, but have it in small pieces. And what I got here now is some green peas and carrots. And I'm going to scoop this into my pie pan with the stuffing. So you don't need to put a whole lot of it, and if you got a lot of leftovers and you want to make a couple of pies, you can, and you can just, I guess, make it in a small container that you can put it into the freezer, maybe a foil pan, or a pan that you don't mind freezing, and just look something like that, and that's good enough for that pie. So what we're going to do next, we're going to cut up the turkey. I get a lot of dark meat turkey because I always find that's usually what the most is left over from my turkey when I'm cooking it. And I'm going to put a fair amount of it on this cutting board here because I want to cut it in small pieces. And what we'll do is mix together some gravy, some raw onions. If you don't like raw onions, you could leave that out, and we're going to mix it together so it makes a little bit, it's more binding than just loose turkey. This is a kind of a meal the same as what we would do years ago. We called it couldn'ts, and we fry it all up in a pan. And what we would do is have the leftover jig's dinner or leftover boiled meal and have it the next day. So many things you can do with your leftovers, and it's nice to use it instead of just leaving it there in your fridge. So cut it up something like this, and I'll show you what we'll do next. Okay, so that looks good there. I'm just going to put that to the side, and what I'm going to do now is add all of this chopped cooked turkey, and it's our leftover turkey, into a bowl. And then what I'm going to do is add about probably 1/2 cup to a cup, what all depends how much turkey you're using, gravy to this. And I got some chopped onions. we're just going to put just maybe 3 tablespoonfuls as tons, unless you want more, because I love onions, of course. Probably you heard me say that before, and lots of pepper, so we'll do that. So let's just take some of our gravy and put in there as well. Just scoop it in. So I'm saying 1/2 cup to 1 cup, and it looks something like that. Okay, so all I'm doing here now is mixing the gravy, the onions, and the turkey together. I'm going to put in a nice helping of pepper. And again, if you want this spicy, if you don't want to add in raw onions, you can add in already cooked onions, or you can do powdered onion powder, and you can add in some garlic in that. Just make it your own, whatever way. But this is called leftover turkey pie, and that's exactly what it is. It's all of your leftovers. So now let's add it in to this pie, and I'll show you what that looks like. Okay, so everybody likes a 1-pan dish, and this one, it goes well in our home. Like, we just love just to have everything in one dish. You can have a salad or some fresh bread off to the side, and you just don't have to worry about a ton of dishes, you know. So you just take your turkey now and spread it over the middle of the vegetables and in between the stuffing. And it's going to look something like that. It's absolutely delicious. Okay, this comes to our next step, which is our potatoes. And who don't have too many potatoes cooked? We always overjudge that when we got company. So take about 4 to 5 potatoes for 1 pie, and you're going to mash it. Now you could do this prior to, or you can wait until it's cold, or you could rewarm your potato. It doesn't matter. So just mash it all up, and then what we're going to do, we're going to add in about 1 tablespoonful of butter and 1/4 of a cup of milk or cream to this, and mash it all together. I'm going to also add in a little pinch of salt. Now this was cooked in with my vegetables. Probably add salt beef and the whole works, but I do like a little tiny extra taste when I'm making this sort of a dish. So just mash it all together. It's going to look something like that. So after you finish mashing it, we're going to add it to our pie, and the magic of videoing, of course, in between we're cleaning up and wiping down and trying to get everything tidy. So let's get our potato now on top of our pie, and I'm going to show you what that looks like. Okay, so now let's scoop a nice helping of our potatoes. And again, if you're making a lot of potato and you got a lot of turkey left over and you want to make extra pies, go right ahead. Like, use up that leftovers, because it's better to turn your leftovers into another meal than throw it out, because that's just wasting good food, and we know what that means. So just put all of this potato, spread it out evenly over the top of your pie. Okay, so smooth all of your potato, mashed potato, and shape it out like this. And this is what that's going to look like. So we got one more step to this delicious leftover turkey pie, and I'm going to show you what it is. So to top off this delicious leftover turkey pie with a bit of egg yolk. So we're going to tap our egg and just take the yolk. Where you're going to be using the white of the egg, not the yolk, and put the yolk over there, and I'm going to use that after probably for a scrambled egg or something else. And we're going to put just a little pinch of water in there and stir it up, and this is what we're going to glaze the top of our pie with, and I'll show you what that looks like. So after you got your egg white and the water mixed together, you're going to take it and you're going to glaze it over the top of your potatoes. And this is going to help it to brown off. It's going to have that nice golden top. We're going to put this pie in the oven on a 350-degree heat for about 30 to 40 minutes. You're going to see if this is nice and golden brown, and you know she's ready to come out. And if you don't want to use egg white over the top, you can just glaze it with a little bit of butter. Just brush it on lightly. So I'm going to put mine in the oven now, and I'll meet you back here when it's baked. Now our leftover turkey pie is baked, and it looks absolutely delicious and smells just as delicious. So let's cut into it. Now this is what I call a delicious pie. I think you're going to love it because we love this pie, like I said, after any occasion, and we got leftovers. You can do this with chicken, you could do this with leftover beef, and if you don't have enough vegetables, just put on some extra just for the pie. So now let's scoop it out and see what it looks like. Okay, the first piece may not look as pretty as the second, but let's hope so. Oh yes, that looks good. And look at the steam coming out. It smells delicious, all of the layers. I'm going to top this with some gravy as well. So I'm going to top it here with just a little bit of gravy. Now there is gravy inside of the pie because we used it for the turkey. And I got a little bit of cranberry sauce off to the side, and it's homemade cranberry sauce, and you can get that on Bonita's Kitchen as well. And some fresh white bread. Now I'm going to have a little taste. So I'm going to have a little taste there now, like I said. And you can have this with anything. You can serve it with a side of salad as well. It would be delicious. Now this is what I call leftovers. Absolutely delicious. So this is how quick and easy it is to make a leftover turkey pie. And I hope that you found this episode helpful for you and you use your leftovers to do the same. Thank you for joining me today for leftover turkey pie. And if you haven't already done so, please subscribe to my YouTube channel. Up at the right hand corner, you'll see the subscribe button. Just hit that link and it'll prompt you to what you need to do. You can also visit me on www.bonitaskitchen.com, my Facebook page, and also on Twitter. So from my kitchen to yours, thank you for joining us once again, and you have a wonderful day.